Thanks for listening to this episode of How I Got Here. If you're looking for more great stories, we've made it easier to find our guests on our new website, hightlh.com. That's HIGHTLH.com. You can search by the order of the episodes, starting with the most recent, by guest name, or by industry category. So explore the website at hightlh.com and decide who else you want to meet today. I'm Dave Fiore, the founder and CEO of Fiore Communications, and this is a special update episode of How I Got Here. At the end of each episode, I ask every guest the same question. Where do you think here will be for you in 3 to 5 years? Well, it's been 5 years, so I thought this would be a perfect time to check in and see how things are going. Today, I'm pleased to have How I Got Here guest number 15, Rachel Pienta. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Dave.
Thanks for being here. Can you believe it's been 5 years since we recorded our first episode?
No.
All right, so I'm going to play back your answer from 2020 to where you thought you might be today, and then we can talk about it. Okay,
let's go.
All right, here we go.
Given how my professional life has been going, it does seem like I'm on a 3 to 5 year cycle of some major changes. Kind of hoping that maybe that levels out a bit. I like where I am in Wakulla County right now. I like what I'm doing. I think if I had the chance to become extension director over the department I work for, I would be interested in that if the opportunity was available. Otherwise, 4-H, there's a lot of work to do with 4-H, and I can picture myself working with 4-H until I retire. I think there'll be more opportunities with the county as Wakulla County grows also for me to continue my service. So I envision doing more of that. But it's hard to project for certain things. I want Dave and myself to stay healthy and keep hosting exchange students. And then anything else probably depends on what happens with politics, because depending on who's doing what can influence sometimes what I decide to do.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Where to start there?
Yeah.
So, well, Dave and I just finished hosting our 7th exchange student.
Wow.
A young lady from Thailand, and we're gonna put a bow on it and wrap it up with number 7.
You think that's going to be it?
Yeah. I mean, for the foreseeable future.
And exchange student, you're talking about Rotary exchange students,
Youth
right?
exchange student, yes.
Right.
So that was this year. We had her in the fall. She's with another family this spring. We've stayed relatively healthy. We're both getting older. We're a lot grayer. The high mileage light comes on, but we're knock on some wood. I think the desk in here is wood, guys.
Wood.
We're knocking on it.
At least laminated wood.
Wood.
Yeah.
So, and then the work stuff. I'm still the 4-H agent, which is a University of Florida faculty member in Wakulla County with Wakulla County Extension. Since we last talked, I earned what's called permanent status, which is the equivalent of academic tenure.
Okay.
So that was a good thing.
So you can do whatever you want now, right?
Yeah, I wish it worked like that. It doesn't. It's a measure of security, but it's not a blanket.
Don't go crazy.
Yeah, don't go crazy.
Okay.
And then there's that whole extension director thing. Okay, so this is funny stuff, right? So the week that we did the podcast interview, I also interviewed for the extension director job. However, it was on the eve of the COVID shutdown hiring freeze. It's how it works in extension with the extension directors is that they advertise the vacancy based on an academic specialty. And if they hire a different academic specialty, then they have to re-advertise to hire and fill the specialty vacancy because there's a commitment at the local county level to service certain specialty lines. Often they're like a horticulture, small farms, they're family and consumer sciences, in my case, 4-H. So I interviewed while we were about to face, a hiring freeze because of COVID issues.
Right.
And at the time, no one could think how long that might be. So The prudent thing to do for administration is to hire the two-for deal, the director and the specialty. That means you don't have to open another position because you might not be able to. So someone else got the job. That person stayed about a year. And for family reasons, they went to another state and the job opened again. Well, this time I didn't actually get to interview. And it's because of how they score things. There were two other people up who basically scored higher on paper than I did, and they were more equal. So putting me in the mix didn't make sense. And, I get how that works. So now, as fate would have it, the position is open again.
Now?
It is.
Okay.
It is. Now, of course, because this is just how it goes, right? And we mentioned politics last time. So the political environment right now is really hard in terms of budgets. We're having, there are concerns at the federal level with the budget. There are concerns at the state level with the budget. University of Florida has already frozen some positions because they're trying to be prudent in terms of stewarding resources. That said, I do want to stay in McCulloch County till I retire. I love doing 4-H. I do think that there are things I could bring to the extension director position that haven't been there in the almost 8 years that I have been in the job. And, maybe they can find someone who would do the things that I hope could happen. So far, we haven't had that happen.
Yeah.
So that said, I have shown that I can play the long game, and I continue to do so in 5 years.
Yeah, we'll do it in 5 more years.
We should.
All right, so what's been the biggest surprise for you, Rachel, over the last 5 years in any aspect of your life?
I didn't have global pandemic on my bingo card. That was very surprising, just to see the world react the way it did, to see us come back to a new normal after that it's just been, people talk about living through historical times. I hate that phrase unprecedented. Really it is precedented. We just don't live long enough to usually to
see the cycle.
To see the cycle, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I wasn't alive during, the Spanish influenza or the Black Plague, but going through COVID made me actually go back and read a lot of historical documents to compare and to see what the similarities were. And I think for us, the big difference with COVID was the internet, because we could really experience what was happening as a true global moment, because even as we were isolated, we were still connected.
What would you say you have learned most about yourself over this time?
I think I learned that even in the face of very difficult circumstances, that I could stay focused on a goal and to continue to work in productive ways. So even when, things seem to just be, falling apart, whether in society or other ways, that I was still able to keep going and do the things that I need to do for myself, my family, and other people. And not sure that I would necessarily have anticipated that a few years ago.
Want to take a guess at all of where you might be 5 years from now?
So I have one more promotion I can go up for in this role. So when I got permanent status, it brought me to what's called an Agent 3, which is the equivalent of an associate professor. So I have the opportunity to go up for Agent 4, which is the equivalent of full professor. So in 5 years, I'd like to be there. Have some professional goals for doing some national association leadership work. So I hope to have achieved that. I would like to take advantage of an academic perk that becomes eligible to me within the next year, is to take a sabbatical to do some academic project. And I have a few things that I'm kind of interested in, but I would like to actually do that and really be able to dig into a really academic product that I can, have something to show for my work and contribute to the discipline of extension.
Rachel, thank you for giving us an update and for sharing your ongoing journey with us. It's always great to see you. And to our listeners, if you have not already, I encourage you to listen to Rachel's original episode. It will put some context to this conversation and add some additional insight into her journey. You can listen right here or at tallypodcast.com. Thank you for supporting this podcast and connecting with your community. We'll see you next time.